on the edge, terror at the Canton Walmart as a car crashes through the store. Video from inside shows the mess left behind, and it is a mess. Police say several people were hurt after the woman behind the wheel had a medical emergency.
Fox News' Dave Kinchin hears from those who witnessed the chaos firsthand. Dave.
My God.
Viewer video showing chaos and confusion inside the Canton Township Walmart on Ford Road Friday afternoon. It's when this black Jeep SUV slammed into the building, the entry point appearing to be a service entrance near the pharmacy.
I was just getting ready to walk in there.
Now closed, many would-be customers drove up to get a jump on their weekend preps, only to find crews still dealing with the aftermath. You come in just to, do some weekend shopping, right?
That was it. That was it. And I'm looking like, well, what happened?
Canton police say it was around 1:30 in the afternoon when a woman crashed her SUV into the store. Her family members telling Fox 2 off camera that she suffered a seizure, which they say caused the accident. One man was much closer than he wanted to be.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, the racks are totally pushed back. And honestly, where she came through the building there, it was probably 15 feet from me. I was like right there, and they went through right there. So yeah, there's one small wall that was separating from where I was actually working.
We did have a number of folks that were injured during the crash inside the building.
That included a young child who was hospitalized.
We had some patrons in the store that weren't hurt that actually assisted us along with our fire departments to transport some of the victims of the crash.
The family of the woman driving who had the seizure, they tell us that she is expected to be okay. We did check with police to see if they're looking at this also as the cause of the crash. They haven't confirmed that, although they have said that because of the time of day, medical issues like that can happen and cause a crash. We don't know the specific injuries of those who are hurt, including that child. We do know a lot of people were there to help those victims. Certainly that is a good thing. Reporting in Canton, Dave Kinchin on the Edge.
The suspect in a deadly shooting in River Rouge arrested after an overnight standoff. Officers surrounded a home on Beechwood Street before the situation ended peacefully around 3:30 this morning. A woman and children were inside the home when police arrived, but got out safely. The suspect was wanted for a shooting Thursday in River Rouge. Charges are now pending.
It's like somebody threw a grenade in the house and everything, it's just like a blink of an eye. Everything's caving in on us. Just go out the door. That's all I thought about, just saving them.
A Detroit family speaking out days after an explosion at a neighboring house left their home unlivable. The roof, windows, and family belongings badly damaged. 3 kids were inside when the house blew. They're at the hospital tonight, and the entire family is now living in a hotel room.
If it was caused by the squatter, I want her caught. I want her in jail. Me and my husband went in our house that night. All we did was hold each other and we cried.
DT says the home that exploded has been using unauthorized natural gas. A GoFundMe has been set up to help the family. We put a link on our website, fox2detroit.com. Well, it's been nearly 4 years since COVID-19 changed the way we lived our lives. Now the CDC is making a big change to its isolation guidelines.
Those who contract the virus no longer have to quarantine for 5 days. Fox 2's Lauren Edwards spoke to a doctor about the change in policy.
This is a really big change, and I think it's important for people to kind of keep in mind this is in the context of this being the first time the CDC has loosened this going back to 2021.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention have changed up their COVID guidelines. What's new? You don't have to quarantine or be in isolation for 5 days when you get COVID.
This is really because over time, COVID has become much less deadly, and the deaths have dropped by 90% compared to when it first started.
Infectious disease Dr. Leah Monday says now the CDC wants you to treat COVID like the flu.
You can return to school or work 24 hours after you feel better or your fever's gone. And this is what we already do for flu, for strep throat, and for many other illnesses.
She says this decision comes after the CDC pointed to data that shows the rates of flu hospitalizations have been outpacing COVID admissions in the last few months.
And there's very good data from states like Oregon and California, where they have loosened isolation precautions that they have not seen more emergency visits, not seen more deaths.
Fox 2 reached out to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services about the latest change. They provided this statement, quote, "We are reviewing updated CDC guidance. We encourage Michiganders to use tools available to them, including staying up to date on vaccinations, staying home if unwell, keeping a supply of tests handy, and other hygiene to prevent illnesses, including hand washing." Dr. Monday emphasized masking up even after the 24-hour period and says others in offices and schools should do the same to play it safe.
That person, he or she, should still be wearing a mask. If they're not, I would encourage them to do so. And I would definitely wear one myself. That would be my personal preference.
So she says this is for adults and children. And if you're feeling sick, even after that 24-hour period, it's okay to stay home. I'm Lauren Edwards on The Edge.
Warren Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer planning to retire from the force. Dwyer was at today's promotion swearing-in ceremony and said it would likely be the last one he presides over. Dwyer has served as police commissioner since 2017, part of his half-century career in law enforcement. He will retire in April.
He's a man who's so committed to the community.
Oh,
and a good guy.
I know.
We're gonna
he
miss
really
him.
is.
Well, have you heard about our weekend forecast yet?
Get ready for a sunny, mild weekend. We just can't hide the details any longer. Stephanie, give us a preview.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a nice one. I would get out and enjoy it while we have this nice weather. And we're wrapping up the month of February. We started off March today, and it was actually a very warm month, and we kind of wrapped up the meteorological season of winter, and we started off spring, at least for our climatology numbers here. We still have yet to actually hit the actual spring equinox. That occurs within the next 18, 19 days. The average temperature for the month of February was around 46 degrees. It's about 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of year for the month of February. Snow, we were at a huge deficit, about 10 inches. We saw only 3 inches. So it was kind of a winterless February for us here. We really didn't feel like we saw those cold numbers or a lot of snow. And we kind of wrapped up the season on a warm note, 4th warmest we've seen on record. Sky Tracker showing maybe a few lighter showers now starting to move down near Monroe County. Not seeing much here across central parts of the U.S. We're going to continue to see those showers scoot eastward, mostly cloudy skies to start, and then we'll see a partly sunny sky take us through the afternoon tomorrow. So improving conditions with maybe a few clouds moving back in early Monday, or I should say early Sunday rather, then see more sunshine during the afternoon on Sunday. Temperatures tonight bottom out in the upper 30s to near 48 degrees. Tomorrow, highs should warm into the lower 50s. So really comfortable overall, very pleasant day. Mix of sun and clouds take us through a good bulk of the afternoon. And heading into this weekend, we should continue to see those numbers warm. Sunday, mid-60s for a forecasted high. We stay dry through the end of the weekend. Next chance of rain arrives on late Monday, mainly into early Tuesday with this cold front. And it's going to be very brief. We'll see those showers early on come Tuesday. Those should exit by Tuesday evening. And we're in store for kind of a quiet middle to latter part of your work week. And the extended forecast shows numbers kind of fluctuating here, but we're not going to see a huge cool off as that cold front moves through. Mid-60s during the day on Tuesday, and then we're in the 50s to round out next week with maybe a few showers by next Friday. Roop?
All right, Stephanie, thank you. It is Friday, and for many marking Lent, that means heading out to your local fish fry, one of countless places to get your fix. St. Valentine's School in Redford. People packed the Catholic school's gym for this evening for some great food. The school is serving up cod, shrimp, pierogi, and mac and cheese over at St. Valentine's, and it's all for a great cause.
We're very excited to have this. You know, for the last few years, we've only been doing carryouts. You know, the pandemic shut us down, and then they did carryouts, and this is the first year we're back having in-service dining.
They're raising money for the 7th and 8th grade class trip. We're going to Mackinac Island, and we're gonna spend a day or two there. And then we're probably going to do this again for the 7th and 8th grade trip to Mammoth Caves next year in Kentucky.
Very cool. We hope you get the money you need to get up there. St. Valentine's is doing this for the next 3 Fridays, running from 4:30 to 7. They also do takeout.
If you're a car fan, this is the place for you to be this weekend. If you're not a car fan, this is a great place to come and become a car fan.
It's all about the cars this weekend in the Motor City. The 71st Autorama is being held at Huntington Place. Inside, you'll find hundreds of hot rods, custom cars, and motorcycles. Among the featured rides, 5 generations of the iconic Batmobile and 3 of Evel Knievel's Daredevil vehicles. Autorama runs from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. tomorrow and from 10 to 7 on Sunday.
Yeah, an amazing way for random people to meet random new bands, which when you're in a band, the coolest thing you feeling is random people liking your stuff.
Music lovers rocking out to the Hamtramck Blowout after a 9-year hiatus. It started Thursday and featuring 150 acts across 16 businesses. The Blowout was the original name of the festival before becoming the Hamtramck Music Festival for a few years. That festival runs through Sunday. Wristbands are available online for $20.